Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Miller Family Campus of Canine Companions. I'm Deborah Doherty, the Executive Director of the Northeast Region, and I want to thank you all for joining us as we celebrate the first Veteran Service Class of 2022. I'd like to congratulate all who helped to get us to today's celebration, all of our volunteers, our puppy raisers, staff, and donors. And this is a special celebration for me. The journey began in 2017 when Ann and Bob Benson, a very committed, longtime volunteer and donors, called to make a gift in December, several months after my dad had passed. They totally surprised me and said they would like to give me the naming of a puppy in celebration of my dad's life. So we submitted the name Jem, which were my father's initials. All other names were actively being used somewhere in the system. It is so appropriate that as we celebrate the match of Joe and Jem, the sign acknowledging another generous gift given to us by Ann and Bob and their family for this very room was installed just before training began 2 weeks ago. In 2019, Jem was born and sent to the Miller Family Campus where Wendy, her puppy raiser, picked her up. She raised her, trained her, and nurtured Jem during COVID, which, as we know, is an especially difficult time for everyone, no less how difficult it proved to be to raise a puppy and socialize it. My hope was to be able to watch Jem grow up and see her during events, graduations, and puppy classes, and hopefully to become a service dog someday. Wendy, thank you for the updates, the stories, the funny photos, the videos you shared with me during that time. It helped me through the darkest days of COVID to keep faith that everything would eventually return to normal. And thank you for the lovely keepsake book of Jem's puppy days, and I treasure it always. And when Jem turned in, she was on Amanda's training string. Amanda was so kind and would bring her upstairs during her training to practice so that I could see her progress. When I heard that she may become part of the Veterans Initiative, I smiled as my father was a veteran. When Amanda moved to the Southeast region, all the trainers had a period of time in Jem's finishing her professional training. I watched from afar while all the while quietly rooting for her to be matched with a veteran. Those of you who think I may have any advantage because I'm the executive director, let me dispel you of that notion right now, as I've been trained. Joe, thank you for your service to our country, and congratulations on completing team training. We're humbled and honored that you chose Canine Companions to provide you with the tool to be by your side as you navigate your journey forward. We welcome you into a unique extended family. Whether you choose to be a part of it or not, it stands by at the ready to be of service to you. Thank you, Bob, Ann, and Wendy, for the very special honor you've all given me to be a part of something special. Joe, I look forward to hearing all the stories of you and Jem as your new teammate as you go forward. And now I'd like to turn the program over to Kim, who single-handedly and successfully taught class for 2 weeks.
Thank you, Deb. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the March 2022 graduation ceremony. For those of you that are watching online and may not know, my name is Kim Doyle, and I'm a senior instructor here at the Northeast region. For the past 9 days, I've had the pleasure of working with Joe, who will shortly be the newest graduate of Canine Companions for Independence. Please enjoy this special video that will give you a glimpse of what Joe and Jem have accomplished during their time here.
We were performing security at a gate in Baghdad, and the local civilians were salvaging scrap, basically. An unexploded ordnance was stuck in the salvage area. It exploded, and it hit a young child and an older gentleman. One of my friends was one of the first people to respond. He provided aid. He packed them up. When he came back, and he's covered in blood, and I see the look in his eyes, and I'm like, this isn't the guy I knew 10 minutes ago. Just by the look in his face. I've never been able to get that image out of my head. And it didn't even happen to me, you know?
My father's name was Johnny Manette, and he served in the United States Army for about 2 years in the 1950s. He was military police, and also because of his love for food and his good sense of humor, he used to do KP duty, so he was everyone's friend. In Canine Companions, it is a tremendous honor to be able to name a dog or have a dog named in your honor. And back in 2017, when my dad passed away after a long illness, Ann and Bob Benson, who are wonderful supporters and donors for the organization for many years, reached out to me at the end of 2017 to make their annual gift, and they wanted to name another puppy. However, they told me that they wanted me to name the puppy in honor of my dad. And that was the most amazing, amazing thing to me, that somebody would be so kind and so generous to me to allow me to do that. My father's name was John, and it's a very common name for people from his era. And so the name was not available. His nickname was Jack or Jackie. Even those names were taken. The only thing I could come up with, and I thought it was kind of cute, was Jem, his initials, J-E-M, for John Edward Manette.
After my mom died, we named the dog after her, kind of in memory of her, and we luckily raised that dog. But we felt it made a connection still to my mom, and so when we heard that Debbie's dad had died, we offered to let her name a dog in memory of her dad. She was very touched by it. It made us feel good, and we were so glad the dog was raised out on Long Island so we could follow the dog's progress all the way through with Wendy. You know, we both knew what that experience was like and stuff, and how hard it is. And when we gave her that opportunity, there were a couple little tears, maybe. You know, like they were happy tears.
You go to your first graduation, you see what the dogs mean to the people that are getting them. You know, then you get a real appreciation for what CCI is all about.
When the dogs start out, especially at that early age, we don't know what track they're going to take. We have no idea until much later in their professional training. So when I heard the rumblings that Jem might be serving a veteran, I was just so hopeful inside and so excited. And I knew my dad would be too, since he was also a veteran.
Today is the first day of team training for a veteran. He is coming for a service dog that provides physical tasks for him, such as retrieving dropped items, turning on lights in a room that he is entering, anxiety interruption, nightmare interruption, and also positional commands to create more space in public, such as front and behind. What we're doing today is pre-matching him with a potential dog. We have looked at his history, his needs, and we also have matched it with a dog that we find would match best for him. And we have very high hopes that this will be the right placement for him. Joe, you have been pre-matched with yellow lab golden cross female Jem. Jem!
Hi. Hi.
Yeah, you can get on the floor there. You can take that loose. There you go.
Jem is incredible. We're going through training, and she makes everything look like we've been doing this forever. Every moment, I know that, like I'm doing something, I know that Jem is there and waiting and ready and prepared. I feel like we're a team, and it feels really good to feel like a part of that.
Perfect. And that's exactly how you can reel in that.
When I was younger, I didn't have a lot of people to look up to. I didn't really have something to look forward to. I didn't really have people getting my back and telling me, you're going to do great things, you're going to be amazing. But this is pre-9/11. There wasn't this great cause to really call. But I thought to myself, if I could serve, that would be more than what I am. And yeah, and it stuck. I spent 12 years in the military, so I got out. And for the first year, everything felt great. It was like the honeymoon period of being a civilian. And then slowly I started to see that things weren't as great as I thought they were. I didn't realize how much stress I was under. I didn't realize how much anxiety I was dealing with. I had these underlying conditions previously that I already knew I had, but I didn't understand how they were affecting my personal life or my life in the real world. Things just took a turn for me. I ended up in the hospital. I didn't realize all of the things I was doing to self-medicate, and that was a turning point. I met somebody who had gone through training here with Canine Companions, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. This dog is incredible. They do what? I had met service animals before, but I never quite understood just how deep the training and the bond between you and your service dog really is. I've heard it was a great organization, and I looked at the website and I've read materials. I did some homework beforehand, but I never imagined it would be as big as this is. I never imagined there'd be this amazing campus. It's one of those things where you walk in and you're just like, wow. I thought it was big before, but wow. Seeing everything that's happening, to know that it came out of the kindness of other people's hearts, I'm extremely thankful for all the people who have been involved in the process of raising Gem, the puppy raisers, the trainers who taught her all the things that they've done, and the people who've donated to the organization. I'm really looking forward to the moment when I get Gem home and introduce her to my family and her new life with us. I think more than anything, Gem represents to me the potential to be a better father, better husband, better participant in my family. I feel like this is where it all turns, and it all, not instantly better, but like the potential for amazing is there.
Oh, that was a tearjerker. Oh, amazing job to Sebastian of Seb Saga, for that amazing video. That was beautiful. We just learned what a special dog Gem is and how she got her name thanks to the generosity of our friends, the Bensons. Before Gem came to professional training, she spent the first 18 months, I just learned earlier, 20 months of her life with her Canine Companions volunteer puppy raiser, Wendy Pascal. Wendy and her husband Thomas from Williston Park, New York, opened up their heart and their home to give Gem the best start possible, which led her to where she is today. Gem is actually the third puppy that their families raised, and they are currently raising their fourth puppy, Susan the Sixth. Susan the Sixth, who is currently 11 months old, who was named after another one of our outstanding volunteers, Bob Goldfarb of Massapequa, New York. He named Susan in honor of his late sister, Susan Smalling. So as you can see, Canine Companions family is a vibrant volunteer community who loves to honor those who we miss dearly. Wendy prepared a beautiful picture book that she presented to our graduate Joe this morning to illustrate the journey she has had with Gem. I would like to now ask Wendy to come forward to share us about her Canine Companions puppy raising journey that she has illustrated so beautifully.
Good girl. There is nothing to accurately describe being a puppy raiser. We get our little bundle of fluff and fall head over heels in love with them immediately. We tell ourselves every day that this puppy is not ours and has a much greater purpose in life. After 18 months of pouring our hearts into them and training side by side every day, We send them off to professional training with our hearts breaking and being so full at the same time. Our job is done. Then we wait for that report each month that will tell us how we did, and we hold our breath as we read it, praying for our puppy to make it. We all pray for that perfect match, and I believe we are seeing that miracle with Joe and Jem. I thought I would raise 1 or 2 puppies, but I'm up to 4, and I can't imagine not doing this. It's such a part of me now. Thank you, Jem. I was so honored and blessed to raise you.
Tough. Okay. So for those of you who may not be familiar with the U.S. military tradition of presentation coins or challenge coins as they've become to be known, the tradition dates back nearly 200 years when campaign coins were issued supporting Andrew Jackson for president. During the Civil War, custom military coins were minted to replace U.S. currency that was in short supply. Now it is a tradition for military units in all branches of service to carry a coin with their unit insignia at all times. When Canine Companions began its Veterans Initiative a little over 11 years ago, it adopted a challenge coin tradition. The Canine Companions Veterans Initiative Challenge Coin is presented on special occasions such as today to recognize and reward individuals, both military and civilian, for outstanding achievement and support of the men and women in armed forces serving their country. So Joe, if you would, I have a coin to present to you.
Joe and I were just talking about it yesterday, about how the time has flown by. He has done an amazing job going through this training and also putting all in to bond with Jem. They are such a dream team. So Joe is graduating today with service dog Jem the First. Jem was named in honor of late Don Minette, also a U.S. Army veteran. Jem was raised by Wendy and Tom Pascal from Williston Park, New York. How many of us? Hand over the lead. Yeah. You can hand over the lead. There you go. Let's give a round of applause for our newest graduate. Congratulations, Sally. And that concludes our graduation ceremony. I hope everybody has a good day and a safe trip home. And for those online, thank you for joining us. Really?